Welcome back to Squawk Box. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav telling us last month that a love of work will bring an end to the writer's strike. But our next guest says love, unfortunately, doesn't pay the bills. In a New York Times op-ed, he argues that defining a job as a passion or a calling makes workers a prime target for exploitation. Joining us right now is Simone Stolzoff, is a journalist and author of the new book, The Good Enough Job, Reclaiming Life from Work. I don't know if you actually heard the conversation we were having just prior, but there is a real question of both in the, and I'll use Joe's words, the dignity of work and whether you have to be there physically on the job to do it, and just the sort of larger issues at play right now, which is how work is changing.
Yeah, Andrew, I mean, I think we're seeing right now that workers are starting to push back and understand their collective power. I don't think there's anything wrong with loving or being passionate about what you do for work, but it can become problematic when love is treated as a suitable stand-in for fair pay, workplace protections, or job security.
So the other piece of this we've been talking about is it is a strong jobs market, and that has really, I think, led to a shift, at least in the thinking of how much power employees have when the boss calls and says, hey, I need you in the office, or I need you to do this, or I need you to do that. Is that a healthy dynamic?
I think there'll always be an inherent tension between management and the rank and file employees. I think one thing workers are seeing is that when they band together, there is strength. We're seeing this in the writers in Hollywood, but also with the nurses in Oregon, with graduate students in Ann Arbor, with teachers in New York City. And so I think there will always be this healthy tension where hopefully the workers have a seat at the table in thinking about these policies that will affect their lives.
You know, there are some industries, and maybe I'm hitting a third rail here. I was going to say the teachers union, for example, that is a very controversial sort of, the outcome of that has been very controversial in that I think everybody would like to protect teachers. Everybody would like to pay teachers more, frankly. But I think there's a lot of folks who might look at the outcomes that we've had in America around a public education and say, we have a problem. Now, there's lots of reasons for that problem, but one of them may very well be some of the protections that have been put in place for teachers. I'm sure people will tweet at me for saying that, but I think there's at least a debate about that topic. And so, again, this goes to the balance of where you think the employees should lie versus the boss, if you will.
Yeah, and I think this is a healthy tension. I think for teachers, for example, we often use this rhetoric around how they're doing such important work, and then in the same breath say, make do with what you have. And I think teachers have had enough of it. What they need is fair compensation, not platitudes to celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week.
And they have to come to work? I mean, back to the same thing. This was part of the issue in New York City, how long kids were out of schools. And the teachers union saying the teachers shouldn't come back.
Yeah, very much so. And I think, you know, it affects all of us when workers don't get compensated fairly for the work that they do. It's a market, you know, and teachers are understanding if they are the supply of this job market, that they have power to push back against the policies in place if they're not serving them.
I guess one of the issues is just, you know, when you have a company in this day and age, what would you tell a boss? You're a CEO of a publicly traded company. You have employees that may be considered unionizing. Is there a way to do it without the union? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I think there are different approaches. I think unions are one collective bargaining apparatus. But I think to the boss or the management, I would say that when employees feel valued, when employees feel fairly compensated, when they have job security, they'll also be able to do their best work. If you want to attract and retain and have your employees operating at their full capacity, they need to feel some level of security as they go.
It's a longer conversation. I'd love to have you back, in part, by the way, because I think we have a cultural shift even where employees don't anticipate actually staying at companies for a very long time. And so that changes the relationship unto itself.